You are now listening to the
Easttail Podcast.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the E-Chamber Podcast, and like always, I'm going to jump right into things. See, if I would title this podcast, it'd be, It's Not What It Looks Like. Kind of sounds off, but follow my reasoning. You know, sometimes when you are caught in a compromising position in terms of maybe someone sees something or they catch you in a conversation or doing something, hopefully not inappropriate, but because they just catch that one part of it, it's like, I know this looks bad, but it's actually not what it looks like. There's actually more. If you understood what is going on here, it would make more sense. And I was thinking about the idea that when it comes to our lives, especially as believers, when we are going through the motions through our days and we are going through things, oftentimes our lives are not what we imagine them to be. Sometimes we're not accomplishing our dreams. Sometimes we're not at the place we want to be. And sometimes we are actually living in such an opposite state of what we want. It just doesn't look like that. However, you could be on track to the very thing that you want. So I want to use this example because I was thinking about it today. For the audio and the podcast, I do the sound, I do the audio and sound. I do the visual, I do the graphics, I do all of that stuff. 5 years down the road, or 5 years earlier, 6 years earlier, I did none of that stuff at all. Wasn't interested in it, didn't want to do anything. Actually, my wife at our church ministry did all that visual stuff, and I used to, when we were just dating, kind of hang around and see what she's doing. On one occasion, she had to go and she needed me to watch her station for a little bit, and I did. And then I learned a little bit there. And then out of sheer curiosity, I started to learn a little bit more. And what I didn't know is I was picking up on certain skills that were going to lead me to another direction. Then the pastor showed me that he wanted me to really help with the website and other aspects of the technological, that's not even a professional word, the advertisement, social media, all that kind of stuff. He wanted me to kind of help out on that. And I didn't really want anything to do with it, to be quite honest. I actually thought it was a waste of time when he first asked me to. And based on all my goals and what I saw at the time, this is not what I wanted to do. However, and this is like a Christian way of looking at it, I wanted to just be obedient to God. So if somebody that was in position told me to do something, obviously it's not illegal, but they're telling me to do something, I wanted to follow it, because that's just how it is, not just a church thing, but also at your company where you work. If your boss tells you to do something, you just do it. But it wasn't speaking to my skill sets or my passions at the time. Not what it looks like. So of course I did it. I researched it, started getting into things, and hours and hours and hours and hours later, I started to actually see some results, do some things, and now much later on, I know so much more about it. I'm more interested in, and everything I learned at that period of time in my life, I'm now using now. I now use it for my YouTube page. I use it for the podcast. I use it for the church. I use it for the youth department. I use it for work. I use it for all aspects of my life. And it all started off of something that I didn't look like had anything to do with what I wanted to do. But the problem is I didn't know 2020 version Matt-Trill. Like, I didn't know 38 Matt-Trill. 38 Matt-Trill is like, yeah, you need this. If future self would come to now, there may be things in my life that I don't think are important. And he says, yeah, actually, you need that. So I want to encourage you today. It is possible that there are things fitting in your life that it's like, this is not what it looks like. This is not, what you want. But your future self would be like, it's not what it looks like. You're actually going to need this. And although it doesn't seem important now, it's going to be very important later. So that requires you to be patient, and sometimes doing things that don't always seem like it fits your perfect vision or your puzzle for where you want to go, but still having faith that you're going in the right direction. Sure, you have your job, your career, maybe you're in school or different things that are working for you, but you have enough time to be involved in things that may seem like it's a waste of time. And some of us want to not waste time so much we're afraid of doing that. be okay with wasting some time, because when you're learning something, as we learned before, you're never wasting time. So that's it for today. Take care. Have a good week.